So the world is definitely a mess. I'm not going to disagree with that. But what I will disagree with are survival seed vaults. They are a joke. This is hot takes from the garden. Let's go. For years, gardening has been associated with food security. And as long as I've been gardening, there's always been kind of a necessity to garden in case the world ends. And it wasn't until probably about 2010, maybe 2012, I started seeing the rise of the survival seed garden or the survival garden. And this was really based around the survivalist trend. Now, there's nothing against being prepared. I think being prepared for anything is a smart idea. Why do we invest money in the future, right? To prepare for any financial downside. Why do we have a fire drill? To prepare in the event that our house catches fire. It's always good to be prepared, but being prepared the right way, I think, is the most important thing. Buying these gimmicky seed vaults are probably one of the worst ways to be prepared, and I'll explain why. We're actually planting out jicama today. This is a really cool new crop that I'm growing. Now, I've grown it in the past, but from starts. I've never actually grown it from seed before. And it blew my mind just how crazy it grows, because I never really noticed that it grows kind of like a pole bean. It's pretty fascinating. And it's a root crop. It's like a potato substitute. And this was actually kind of what spurred this video on, is I was talking about potato substitutes and how potatoes were kind of like the ultimate survival food. And then went down this rabbit hole of like, what videos do I want to film today? And that's really where I kind of decided that I wanted to do a hot take from the garden. A lot of you have loved this series. And it prompted this because I see more often than ever, the world is like as crazy as it's ever been. And I think if you look back in time, it's always been crazy. I think that some could argue that it's crazier than before, but I think that craziness is all relative. I think if you went back to the Cold War, the Cuban Missile Crisis, the Great Depression, like I think if you were back then not knowing what the future is going to be, I think you'd be like, oh my gosh, it's the craziest it's ever been. And I think that the unfortunate reality is that a lot of people fall victim to buying these survival seed vaults based on this feeling of impending doom. And I don't know when doomsday is going to be, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be prepared for anything, but there's a few reasons why these seed vaults are a complete gimmick, in my opinion, and why they're, in fact, more a joke than anything. The seeds being sold in these seed vaults are just standard seeds. They're vegetable seeds. And they are being touted as a kind of a survival seed store in case of doomsday, Armageddon. And where there's some holes in the sales pitch is a couple things. One, the joke that a little Mylar bag is going to protect it from radiation. So in the event of like a nuclear fallout, these Mylar bags are going to essentially protect the seeds from radiation. Now, this may very well be true in certain circumstances, but I would guarantee you that the amount of Mylar in those bags is not going to stop radiation from a nuclear bomb. I'm making that statement, and if I'm wrong, I'll be the first to starve, because I'm not buying it. That little bit of foil on the Mylar bag is going to stop nuclear fallout. I'm also on the record as saying that they're a joke, because the seeds being sold are seeds that are known to lose viability quickly over time. Not all of the seeds, but a good majority of them. Onions, celery, carrots, beans, they lose viability way faster than some of your other crops. Tomatoes, peppers, lettuce, those all have viability that can extend quite a ways away. But when you look at a good majority of the seeds being sold in those survival seed vaults, a lot of them lose viability within a single season. If you look at carrots, onions, and celery, those are the big three that are notorious for losing viability very rapidly. Now, how viability works is, if you look at any seed packet, I actually have some seed packets with me. They're right here. So we're gonna be planting out some other stuff in the garden today. So I got some other seed packets with me. And you know, these seed packets here, they have a packed for date. Ours are packed for 2026 because they're fresh seed. If you take fresh seed, seed should start at around 80 to 90% germination depending on the crop. And certain crops will fall off, the germination rate will decrease faster than others. If you look at a tomato, the tomato might start out year 1 at 95%. Year 2, it might be like 92%. Year 3, it might be like 90%. Year 4, it might be like 82%, right? You can notice that the rate of the rate of decline is increasing, right? The decline of the viability is getting more rapid. After maybe year 6 on a tomato, you might be at like 70%, which 7 out of 10 seeds is great. But compare that to like an onion or a carrot or a celery, try it. Year 1, you might be at like 80% because carrots, celery, and onions, they don't have a terrific germination rate right out of the gate. So you might be at like 80%. After year 2, you might be at like 50%. After year 3, you might be at like 30%. So we're talking, you went from tomatoes that could go 6 to 8 years and still be very fine, compared to onions, carrots, and carrots, and celery, that after 3 years, it's basically pointless to even plant it in the first place. And because these survival seed vaults are being touted as like a survival tool for Armageddon, I just wonder if some of the people that bought these survival seed vaults are still holding on to them. like back in 2010, they're like, the world's a mess right now. The economy is in collapse. You know, we're just getting out of the great financial crisis of 2008, 2009. You know, I better stock up on these survival seed vaults. And in 2025, yet the world still has not ended. I just wonder if someone is still holding on to those in a dusty box down in the basement, thinking, oh man, it's just right around the corner. It's right around the corner. I'm not going to plant them. And someday they're going to plant them and they're going to be so disappointed because the germination rate just absolutely sucks because they've been sold this fallacy of a survival garden with seeds that literally cannot last longer than 2 or 3 years. The next reason why I think these survival seed vaults are a complete joke is because nobody ever talks about the next steps. So you've taken the seeds, you put them in Mylar, that's protected them against nuclear fallout. You've taken them, okay, there's nuclear Armageddon. And we are preparing to start our garden. We've survived the nuclear blast. And there's radioactive material falling from the sky. What about the soil? Like, no one ever talks about the soil. No one ever questions, well, what about the soil? The people that do are like, well, we're gonna garden indoors. We have a bunker 50 feet underground. Well, do you have that bunker built? No, but I'm working on it. And that's the thing that I think is so interesting is the people that have thought about it need to have so many other things in place that the cost, the infrastructure, the build out, I would guarantee you that 99.9999999% of the population does not have an underground bunker 50 feet under the ground with lights and a generator and the capability of growing food, and then have a soil stockpile inside that bunker because it'd be too late once the nuclear bomb blast goes off. There's so many impossibilities that I just simply cannot help but to be like, the people that are buying this are the same people that are buying those plugs that plug into the wall that protect you from vampire power. They're the same type of people that probably owned like a radio jammer to protect them from like radioactive material when they're going through like the overpass, those overpass gateways. Like there's so many things that are sold to people based on fear, but there's like such a little minute amount of evidence that anything is actually going to be effective. And these people are all being played for fools because we're not thinking about the next steps. Some of these people honestly have just spent way too much time watching Homestead, which is a great series. I love the show Homestead, and it's definitely a lot of fun to kind of pretend like we could totally survive through an Armageddon. And because we've never had to survive through Armageddon, I think it's always very fun to live in this world of like, oh, I could survive. And I think most of the people in this demographic are probably guys. I'm just gonna come out right out and say it. I don't think there's many, there might be some women preppers, but I think most of the preppers are guys. And again, I think it's totally fine to be prepared. I have water in our basement that I have purified water because we've lost power in the past, and access to fresh water is definitely important. I do have a store of dry beans. I do have a store of some freeze-dried food using our freeze dryer. I absolutely have these things, but I'm not planning for Armageddon. It's just simply if there was a natural disaster, if our power was cut off for a week, like would I go hungry? Would my family go hungry? No. If there is a nuclear fallout, I'm not going to be Mr. Tough Guy pretending like I'm gonna be A-okay. I'm gonna be the last one to repopulate the earth and like challenge accepted. That's what a lot of these people I feel are almost like, it's almost like a dude thing that they all kind of talk about in their garage as they're watching football. And it's like, oh, I would be the first one. I definitely would survive. You guys would be dead. And I think that there's just kind of this, there's almost this kind of competitiveness instilled in this survival seed vaults where it's like, you have to have everything in order to survive. So even your seeds, even your food security, you need. And so all these guys that have disposable income, or maybe income that probably should not have as disposable because they buy too many things for preparedness that is really going to be irrelevant. And I think that ultimately what it comes down to is it just comes down to the fact that if you actually had to be in a survival situation after Armageddon, the final joke of it all is the fact that you're gonna plant these vegetables and you don't get immediate food. If I'm planting these jicama does not come in any survival seed vault that I've seen. But if I was planting jicama in a survival situation, jicama matures in 110 to 140 days. That is half a year. If I'm planting carrots, we're talking 60 to 65 days. Or if we're planting tomatoes, that's 100 days. You're not just growing your food immediately. Or you're not consuming what you're growing immediately. It's just not practical. So the seeds themselves lose viability quickly. Some of them do. The Mylar does not stop, in my opinion, the nuclear fallout that would occur. The infrastructure needed to protect the soil so you could grow underground is impractical. The likelihood of surviving Armageddon is highly unlikely, and at that point, just take me. After that point, assuming you have all of the food, you're gonna need to have enough food until your other food gets ready, assuming more people didn't survive and you haven't been killed off by those people or zombies wanting to take your food. It's just a complete joke. Save your money, grow a garden for fun, and honestly, man, if you're gonna buy those survival seed vaults, just send a check to in the amount of like $34 to 1426 Oakland Avenue, address it to me, Luke, and just give me your money. I'll put it in a storage box at the bank. When Armageddon comes, I'll return it to you. assuming banks still exist then. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you all learned something new. And I hope that this was enlightening to you. Grow a garden for fun. Enjoy it. Don't stress out. The world's always gonna end. There's always something around the corner. And definitely be prepared for anything, but just don't let it overwhelm you with fear. So, all right, take care guys, grow bigger, we'll see you later, bye. Hey, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed, consider clicking this one. You'll probably enjoy it just as much. I wanna thank you for your viewership because without it, this channel would not be as amazing as it is. Also, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. It's free, and we upload videos every Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. We also have vegetable seeds, fertilizer, or tools. If you need any of those, consider visiting MIgardener.com. Links will be in the description box below. We've got you covered. And as always, we'll see you all in the garden. Take care. Bye.